I come to you from another awesome location just out of here on the Sydney Harbour, and you can see Fort Denison over there in the middle of the screen, and it looks like it's low tide, but it's an awesome awesome place to be in an awesome city, my beautiful city of Sydney. We've got blue skies, we've got a bit of a breeze happening at the moment, and let's just pan around and just have a look at the beauty of this magnificent city, the harbour bridge down there. So what we'll do today is we'll do a walk and vlog. So we'll just start off on a little walk and talk about whatever comes into our heads. The Opera House down there, the Harbour Bridge. Pan around to the left, you can see the beautiful cityscape, Sydney CBD, all of magnificence. Let's just have a look at it now. Here we go. How beautiful is that? What a beautiful place Sydney is. And as you can see, there's a few cranes up there, so there's a lot of development happening around Sydney at the moment, which hopefully will help us get out of this corona crisis. It'll be interesting to see in 100 years time, should this video survive that sort of time period, to see the water levels across Sydney. My expectation is that the water levels aren't going to change over the next 100 years, just like they haven't changed all that much over the past 200. Fort Denison out there was built to house prisoners, and it doesn't look like it's underwater. But time will tell again on this one here, but I'm pretty sure that things ain't going to change all that much over the next 100 years, 200 years. Anyway, let's go for a bit of a walk and talk. What I'd like to do today is chat to you about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart. I was thinking about this one here this morning. Many years ago, when I was a young parent, back in the early 90s it was, I organised to go out for dinner with all my mates, all my friends who were then all married with young families, and we went across to Manly and had a bite to eat. And I remember at the end of the night, after we had a few to drink and a few to eat, we were all feeling pretty comfortable in each other's company. We just started chatting about children and families, and the fact that we were sending our kids to private schools and it was going to cost a fortune, and basically what our expectations or what our thoughts were in terms of what we wanted our children to do once they finished school and what we wanted them to do with their lives. And interestingly, back then, some of the parents, some of the fathers said that they wanted their kids to be educated, to become doctors, lawyers and professionals or academics. Others wanted their children to follow in their footsteps and basically take over their businesses and run their businesses, grow their businesses, and be their business partners and succession team. Others basically wanted their kids to become entrepreneurs in their own right and to go off and do their own thing and become very, very wealthy and independent in their own right. So we're chatting away there, and then I remember a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine. His name is Cleo Adonio. Cleo was like a father figure or a big brother figure to most of us. He was just a little bit older than us, but in terms of his maturity, his outlook in life and his experience, he was very, very much more mature and worldly than the rest of us, or at least me. I can't talk on everybody else's behalf, but let me just say that I always respected Cleo and looked up to him like a father or a brother figure. And Cleo said something quite remarkable back then, and it's stayed with me ever since. So when Cleo's turn came to just voice his opinion, he basically said that regardless of the schooling, regardless of where the future lies for everybody in terms of their academic pursuits, the most important thing, he said, from a parent's perspective, is for his children to be just good people. It was so simple, and it was just so profound. To hear a young parent saying, without being egotistical, without wanting to say that he wanted his kids to take over the world. He said the most important thing for him as a parent wasn't all the other stuff, that'll come with time if it's meant to be. But what's the use of having all the money in the world, all the power in the world, all the magnificent and best cars in the world, and living in the best postcodes, if you can't really be proud of your children and to say that they're good people. So, how powerful is that? I'll tell you what, it knocked my socks off as a young parent, and it got me to rethink my whole life and my parenting style and my expectations, because at the end of the day, isn't there anything more beautiful than to be able to look back and look over your children and to be proud of them, that they've become good people, good citizens, people who contribute to the family, to their friends, and basically to society, rather than being a weight or a burden on their family and society. Something to think about, everybody, and especially to the young people out there, because children grow up with a lot of expectation placed on their shoulders, and it'd be tough. It'd be tough being a child these days and having to compete or trying to achieve the expectations or the unreal expectations that parents place upon them, because it is a very competitive world, and at the end of the day, most people are average. Even though everybody seems to think that their children are the smartest and best and most special people in the world, if you just do the mathematical game, then most children, or most parents' children, are average at best. Some are a little bit better, and others are just a little bit below that. But at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares about the big academic pursuits and the careers and all that sort of stuff, if it comes at a cost of mental health, if it comes at a cost of enormous pressure, and if it comes at a cost of a marriage or a family breakdown. A lot of children these days have the pressure of having to perform, but are also face the pressure of being in families which are not happy, or fighting or broken apart. So it is a challenging time for most people. But on reflection, now that I've grown up and I've become a grandfather as well, I salute my friend Cleo for his foresight, and to think that he would have been about maybe 35 when he said that. It's quite remarkable to be so young and just to be so worldly, and to have a foresight of a grandfather at such a young age. Anyway, let's finish up with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly for everybody, parents, grandparents, and young people who will grow up and become parents one day, take the advice from Theo Cleo, and the main expectation to have on your family, your children, and to all the children in the world is to be good people. The most important thing is to be good people. As to what makes a person a good person, that's probably another vlog, another time, and I may have to sit back and ask Cleo one day after we have a couple of bottles of wine what he actually meant by good, as in the good people, so we can finish off the vlogs and have the complete picture. Anyway, everybody, thanks very much for joining me on Jim's 5 AM Club, and tomorrow I'll come from another location, don't know where, don't know when, but I really enjoy delivering these vlogs, and I hope one day I can hear your vlogs and hear your stories, because we all have a lot to offer each other, and to learn, to keep on learning from each other, because we all have different stories, we've got a different perspective of life, we've got different experiences, and we've learned from a wonderful array of parents from a number of different generations over the years, and there's a lot of knowledge that has been passed down from generation to generation, which must not be lost. So I encourage everybody to try and capture it. Capture it. It's a treasury that we all need to tap into and to never lose. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Jim's 5 AM Club, and see you then. Bye for now. What a beautiful, beautiful picture. The Harbour Bridge with the Opera House, absolutely fantastic.